something came in my mind. One thing that had prompted me to go the nomadic route and thinking about having a tiny home, of an RV, was that, the neighbors I've got now, I don't know about them, but I had some neighbors that were nice, but half of the family was nice and half the family was nasty. Half of the family was nice, half of the family was nasty. It was kind of mixed. Half the family was nice, half the family was nasty. And the dad always talked to me, kids are nasty. Loud, nasty, harassing, you know. But, you just have, people spend a lot of money. People spend a lot of money fighting with their neighbors in court. People spend a lot of money fighting with their neighbors in court. Going to court with their neighbors, calling the police. If you have to go to work every day and make a living and support yourself, if you have to go to work every day and support yourself and make a living at a job, you're not going to have you're not going to have the nerves or the nerves to handle fighting with your neighbors if you're bad ones, especially if you're transgender or gay. And if you're gay or transgender, you're just not going to have the nerves to be able to stand fight with people. And so you're working all the time, stressed out. People have a lot of problems with neighbors in a sticks and bricks house. And if you're gay or transgender or, a different, it could be a lot of problems, to have to sort through. And if I have a house, of my own, whether it was inherited or I bought the house, if I can pay for the house, I want to live in the house if I can pay for the house. But at the same time, if I can live in the house and I can pay for the house, that's good. But, living in the house and paying for the house is good. But, every day is your day. Every day is going to be your own day. Every day is going to be your own day. Every day is going to be your own day. Every day is Miller time. It's your day. Every day is going to be Miller time. Every day is your day. You got to live every day like it's your last. You got to live every day like it's your last. And if being a nomad and being in an RV will get you away from those nasty neighbors that you're having to call the police on. Especially on the weekends. People really raise hell on weekends sometimes. If you live in a nice neighborhood and it's not so bad, but if you live where there's a lot of rednecks or ghetto people, you know, it can be a nightmare. Living in a nice house is a good thing to have a nice home. But, it can turn into a nightmare. It can turn into a nightmare. I just feel like that, you know, when I want to get away from people, I want to get away. I don't want to have to talk to people, look at people, be in a conversation with people, or have people looking at me. I don't want people to look at me that I don't want to look at me. Hello, Possum Adventures. How are you? I'm just saying, the nomadic life ain't for everybody. But, if you can't afford a nice home to live in, if you can't afford a nice house to live in, I'm doing okay. I just have next door neighbors that have 100 people over there on the weekends. And I just, yeah, I had problems with the other neighbors that lived there next door to us. A lot of the neighbors here don't like me because I'm transgender. And I had some problems with some neighbors over being transgender. And years ago, like 10 years ago, our house got egged twice. People egged our house twice, and stuff like that. And this is just close to the foothills of the Appalachian area. Appalachian people. And Tasha said that She didn't like Kentucky. She didn't like being here. It's hard for a transgender person to live in the Appalachian area. It's hard to. This is close to really in the Appalachian area. It's in an Appalachian. This county is technically in the Appalachian area. It would be pretty bad, but the point is you have to sometimes go where go where you feel comfortable. And I like living in my mom's house, and I like being with my mom. And I like to help her. She's got COPD, and I help my mother. She's got COPD and stuff like that. But what's important is to be able to like this house, and I like being in it, and I like the security that a house, gives us. But I don't want any BS from anybody, because I have to get a job soon. I have to get a job, and I have to help my mom because, she has a Social Security check. She's 72 years old, and I have to help her a little bit. Not help her financially, maybe, but if she needs anything, I can help her. The point is that. But when I had problems before, neighbor problems, calling the police, having problems, having to call the police on neighbors in the past, it's too much stress. I have anxiety problems, I have emotional problems, anxiety problems. Like Tasha said, that she's been beat in the head all her life, and I've been kicked in the head all my life too, and I'm tired of it the same as she is. I just don't want to be tied to being around people that I don't want to be around. I don't want to be tied to people I don't like, Oh, you don't like where you're at either? I'm sorry, Possum Adventures, that you don't like where you're at either. But I just see that the RV... I appreciate that, Possum Adventures, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, that's in 2005, You that's in the past, back through time, that was a problem. I mean, that was what and what kind of a place are you at, Possum Adventures, that you don't care for? It's just that the freedom you have. In an RV, I've been around Elvis Travels. I've been with Marshall. I worked on the Lisa Marie. I worked on the Lisa Marie. I've been with him. I met him in real life. And I'd never really, really, really met someone in real life, that lived in an RV that really lived that way, van life, I'd never met anybody in real life that lived like that, honestly. It's just being able to meet someone who's really like that, and be on the channels and watch the YouTube channels and stuff. It gives me an option. I may lose my job. What if... Oh, I'm sorry, Possum Adventures. That's really a bad thing. I know it's difficult. It's a house that she died in. I know it's difficult. It's a stressful thing. It's people want to forget bad things. I think that things like that are things that you want to forget about it. Living in a motorhome is better in ways. But I just feel like that in an RV, if you have a motorhome that can sustain your life, that can sustain life, it's going to be a little happier than something without features to it. Some people can't bathroom and stand up and stuff like that. They can live in something they can't stand up in. They can deal without having a bathroom. They can live like that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'd like to buy some land. Exactly. You can be what I'd love to be is out in the desert. I'd like to be in Quartzsite or out in the desert somewhere. What I love is peace, because I have bad nerves. And with my bad nerves, peace is what I like more than anything else. Just the sound of nature, not having to hear people or people that I don't want to be around, Just the sounds of nature and being able to be in nature. That's really important to me. Because life is a series of experiences. Life is a series of events and experiences and time periods. We live in this time period, and this series of time periods. My high school years were a time period. My college years were a time period. My young adulthood was a time period. I worked for a factory worker. That was a time period. I've never been to the desert. It's not for me, personally. It's just, as far as you can see, desert, as far as you can see. Just so relaxing just to not have anything around you. You know, just to hear the nature and to hunt your mind clear, you know? Just to be able to clear your mind and not hear people or anything you don't have to be around. Back east, where we were at back east, it's just so, there's so many people, you can't get away from people, you know? I mean, you can't get away from people. I just like to get away from people. And Bob Wells is out in the desert, and I need to calm my nerves down. I have bad nerves. I need to calm my nerves down. I have to keep my nerves calm. It's the whole point is why I have trouble working at a job, you know, because of nerves and stuff like that. Yeah, that sounds really good, James. Good to talk to you. And I just don't want to go through what I went through with those other people. You know, I don't want to go back through all that again. I just don't want to go back through that. I don't want to go back through all that. I want to enjoy the rest of my life. Oh, not a bad episode, just just, you know, thinking about things. Just insecure, you know. The insecurities of bad stuff. Just the insecurities, you know. I just don't want to have to be around people that, you know, talk vulgar and nasty and have to hear it, you know. The painting's going pretty good. I just don't want to have to be around people and hear shit I don't want to hear. I want to have the freedom to move away from it. Stay away, you know. I want to enjoy life. I just don't want to be stuck, you know. I don't like being stuck. I need to do meditation. Possum Adventures. I need to do that more. Meditation is a good way to, and I want my life to be centered around the things I want to do. I don't want it to be centered around other people and having to get along with people and fit in or deal with people. I want to think about my own life and what I want to do. My life should be about me, you know. It shouldn't have to be around the people that I don't want to be around. That's not what my life should be about, you know. I'm going to make a video with all these paintings in it. But, I went to Washington, D.C. in 1997. Now, 1997 here on this property, at this house, was a good time period on this property, 1997. Yeah, I need to be selling some art to make some money. Yeah, I took a photo shot in D.C. when I was walking on the mall with a bunch of people. I was on the... Oh, wow, you were born in D.C. That's really cool. That's really neat. That's a coincidence, huh? Yeah, those people. And I painted that in like 2000. 1999 and 2000. It's just, you know, live my life for myself. You know? We have to live our lives for ourselves and do what we want to do. We have to live our lives for ourselves. Do what we want to do. We have to be happy. We have to have a purpose to do what we want to do. And live every day like it's 1997. You know, not some other year. And I think if you have a job, it's not all about having a job or not having a job. You know, having a job is good. You know, like, you know, having a job gives you money, and money sometimes makes things better for you. You can afford a house to live in versus instead of a trailer park or an apartment. You know, a house is better. Anything that can give you freedom. Anything that can give you freedom. Anything that can give you your own choices in life, you know. Anything that can give you the ability to make a choice to decide for yourself what you want in life. That's why I believe in freedom, and I don't believe in communism, you know. That's why I'm against communism. Because people in communist countries don't have choices. You know, in America we have choices, and we should be able to have choices in life. We shouldn't have to live in communism. Communism is not good. I know that people live in communism would swear to it, but, you know, people need to do what's right for them and not live with communism. Yeah, I think balance, Possum Adventures, you're right. That's what we need is balance. I need balance and meditation. Good job, Sonny. You know, drama and stress makes me crazy. I can't think straight. You see what I'm saying? I can't think straight when I have drama and emotional problems, stress and people that cause drama. I just can't think right. I can't think straight. I'm just not myself. I can't think straight. That's why I have to keep away from it so I can think straight. Otherwise, I just can't think straight. I want to live in a free life, a good life. And I want to have good people. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Okay. Okay. Oh, don't try to control your breath. Just remember your body is okay. Try to control your breath. Okay. I, I guess a way to clear your mind. Oh, okay, okay. Just be aware. Be aware of where you are. Feel it most and let it be. It may be your chest. It may be your tummy. Just be aware of it. Okay. I'll do that. I guess a way to clear your mind, too. Clear your mind and to clear your thoughts in your mind. Any pains or discomforts, show those areas kindness. I'll do that. I'm not having any physical pains or anything like that. I'm not having any physical pain. I guess I just have some physical tension, you know. You know, I've thought about trying to be a person. Yeah, it does. The person who can stand up for myself to people. Bullies, bad people, whatever. Stand up for myself more, but I don't know, it stresses me out. Fighting with people stresses me out. It upsets me, makes my nerves bad, And standing up for myself is important for me to stand up to people that want to mess with me or cause trouble, but at the same take my rights away. But at the same time, I don't want to be stressed out. I want to have a Zen mindset. I guess you're in touch with the universe and yourself and in nature, and you want to have Zen, you know, in your mind. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Show them compassion in the moment. Be aware of the tension and emotions and show kindness to those emotions and to that part of myself. It's important to be, I guess Zen is like Zen is your peace, your peaceful moment and your being with God and being with peace. I guess that's what Zen means. What is the Zen experience anyway? Exactly. I guess that's what the Zen experience is. Try not to react negatively. Be compassionate to yourself about your bad emotions. Try to be understanding with yourself. I guess if I'm scared or worried about some mindfulness, okay. Mindfulness. Mindfulness. I'll keep that in my mind. I'll rewatch the stream and things that we have to do in life. Yeah, being scared is part of being human. I just don't want to feel those negative, scared emotions and be tore up all the time. I don't want to be tore up all the time. I want to get away from it so I can relax, and be in a better mood. Okay, initial and okay, and it will pass. Okay, I'll do that. Be more accepting, I guess, of those negative emotions and fears and things. Accept those fears and realize it's natural. It's natural to be scared. It's natural to be upset. Being scared and upset is natural. It's natural. Yeah, I am. I've settled down more. I guess just accept my emotions as part of being human and the limitations I have. I guess I have limitations in dealing with stuff. I'm not like the kind of person. I'm not the kind of person that can just deal with all kinds of stuff and not be bothered by it and laugh it off. I'm not the kind of person that can laugh stuff off. I guess I have the personality that I have. It's just natural for me to be the kind of person I am. My breath is slower. As your mind centers, your body and adrenaline levels will lower. My breath is slower. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing better than I was. I guess my mind what is Zen? What exactly is to have the Zen experience? I am safe. I'm at peace with myself. I will. I can repeat this a few times. I'll write that down. Ooh. Good. I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm at peace with myself. I'm going to show you some good non-religious stuff which helped me when my mom died. That's good, Possum Adventures. I appreciate that. I'll look that stuff up, and I'm going to get together with Wayne Monday so we can make that stuff. You gave me the recipe with the Mexican beer, and then I'll do a video about that. And I'm going to look at those curtains, too, and that's important, too. I need to do that, those curtains, and go through that, and maybe I can make some of those curtains or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you doing that for me. I really do. You're a good person. You are. Helping me a lot. That's what I need is good people to listen to. I need people I can open up to, talk to. I need people I can open up to and talk to. I mean, sometimes we can't just always pretend we don't feel the way we do. Sometimes we just have to accept the way we feel. We have to accept that our emotions are natural and our sensations and feelings are natural. I guess we can't fight the system. Thanks, you are too, Possum Adventures. I guess I have to realize my natural tendencies are natural and they're okay. My natural tendencies are okay. I have my natural personality and my natural tendencies. My natural tendencies are okay. There's, nothing wrong with being scared and being upset over stuff and being a sensitive person. I'm a sensitive person. And I have to accept that I'm a sensitive person. I have to accept that I'm a sensitive person and that I am you know, a person, that's sometimes affected by things that go on in the world. We all tell ourselves things in our mind which we'd never tell anyone else. It's not fair, and try to practice showing yourself kindness and compassion. Said accepting of ourselves, I guess, is to be able to accept ourselves as we are and not beat ourselves up for our reaction. It's important to not beat ourselves up. We call ourselves ugly, dumb, not loved. It's not fair to ourselves. I think you're right, Possum Adventures. That's true. I need to be kind to myself. I'm a good person. I believe I'm a good person. Exactly. We have to accept ourselves. Self-acceptance. Yeah, I am. I'm more calm now. Okay, that makes sense now. My body has followed my mind. My body has followed my mind. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're proud of me. I'm glad I have you to talk to me. Okay, I'll do that. I'll rub that area. I'll remember to do that. Self-love. That makes a lot of sense. My drink is okay. I got a little coffee. Got myself some coffee. It's just cute, cheap store brand coffee, but it's pretty good. This is a Chromebook. I got this Chrome. It is pretty good. 3 sugars and 1 cream. One big thing, a big spoon of cream in there, which is creamer, powdered creamer. I didn't know what a Chromebook, how Chromebook worked, and a certain someone that I used to talk to. No, I haven't heard voices. I just have thoughts talking to me in my mind. I just heard the thoughts talk to me. Uh, it's mentally. Yeah, it does sometimes. Chromebook, are they good or bad? Well, sometimes a lot of times they're bad. The voices are bad, but they're not audible voices or anything like that. The voices are just thoughts, like daydreams, like talking to me in my thoughts, like a thought of a person talking to me, telling me this, telling me bad stuff. Just tell me I need to listen to what they tell me, and telling me doom and gloom and bad stuff is going to happen to me. They talk to my thoughts, but it's not audible. I don't hear them out loud. They're just thoughts in my mind. What did the cassette say? Well, there's no cassette. What cassette are you talking? Is this a joke or what? Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah. The cassette. Oh, that must be some kind of a cassette. That must be. Are you mean the cassette I played today, or like Oh, I talked about a cassette. Oh yeah. Oh, the cassette that I talked about one day. Oh yeah, I record YouTubers. I record YouTubers. If a YouTuber says something on a live stream, if a YouTuber says something cool on a live stream for that teacher. Yeah, also, oh yeah, from that teacher. But also a teacher overseas. Oh yeah, there was a teacher overseas. Well, there was a guy talking about Zen and meditation and stuff, and I recorded it. Oh, that's cool, Tasha. That's cool. But, YouTube videos, I can't store all the data of clips of people saying stuff. It made, I record them on cassettes, voices of people talking. An inspirational comment from someone. Maybe something from Bob Wells or anybody. Bob Wells or anybody. Maybe somebody says something inspiring on a live stream or something on a live stream. And I record these live streams, parts of these live streams on cassettes. And I don't record the video, I just record the audio of the cassette of the. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, oh yeah, it's just a, but, overseas, yeah. I just, yeah, lately, I forgot whatever that was. I forgot what that was. But I think I talked about that today. I talked about, yeah, YouTubers. Somebody says something, it inspires me for this reason or that reason. I recorded the clips of people talking on these cassettes, and I got a whole shelf full of cassettes of YouTubers. I even recorded some Elvis Travels content. Rosie O'Kelly said a few words. Other people, yeah, have made comments and said things. Whether it was inspiring or catchy or some interesting conversation. Marshall's greatest misses. Yeah. That's how I've got some of those on cassettes. I don't know if it would be a good idea to upload those and make them into YouTube videos, and I could have a series of pictures, to accompany the audio. It would just be like a podcast, just like audio only. Alan Watts, that's it. I recorded some Alan Watts stuff. I did. I recorded some Alan stuff by Alan Watts. That's the guy. That's the guy that I listened to. You just said Alan Watts. So I'm going to write down some of these other people you told me about. Okay. Alan Watts. Sanika. Oh, I haven't read all of that Walden book yet. It's Walden, but it's just excerpts from it. The good parts of Walden. John Brom. So I got this stuff written down. Yeah, I need to read that stuff. That Walden. Yeah, Tasha Teeling. And I've got Pawn Some Adventures, and I've got a couple other people. 15 people watching. I know I don't have full-blown schizophrenia. My dad, I don't know if I mentioned it before, my dad had schizophrenia. So I know what it's like to grow up with someone with mental problems because, my dad had schizophrenia. And he always talked to himself. He talked to himself all the time. He took the hardcore medicines. He took lithium, Tegretol, Cogentin, those kinds of medicines. That's what my dad took growing up. He would get out of his mind when he would get off his medicines. He would have to go to the hospitals. And he would stay there for a week or two in the mental hospital. And they would let him out, because he would just get off his meds and stuff, and he took that kind of stuff, his meds. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a good thing, Tasha. I'm going to drive into my medical records, dive into my medical records one day and point out all the flagrant discrepancies between licensed people that need to have said license revoked. Yes, there is a lot of quackery in the medical field, I think, Tasha. There is quackery in the medical field. They could really mess people up sometimes as doctors. I think they could do things that really aren't right. They aren't good sometimes. My dad, when he was 19, he was going to go to Vietnam, and he had a nervous breakdown. Okay, yeah, that sounds good, Tasha. I'll look for that live stream. He was 19 years old, and he was going to go to Vietnam, and he had a nervous breakdown, and so they gave him 13 shock treatments. The electroconvulsive therapy. I really think that 13 shock treatments to the brain is a lot. It's quite a few shock treatments. 13. So I don't know that 13 shock treatments is too much for anybody. Oh, God. Yeah, there's quackery going on, that's for sure. Ooh, ooh. There's my dad, a picture of my dad. I drew a picture of my dad. Yeah. Let's see. set this up somewhere. There we go. I drew that from a photograph of my dad. No, thank you. One is a crime. Yeah. Yeah, that's a picture I drew of my dad. Yeah, I drew that. I've still got a lot of stuff to draw with. I've got some charcoal, you know. Charcoals to draw with. Movie time and sleepy time night. Good night, Tasha, if you're going to bed. Is it chalk? I used some charcoal. Pencil and charcoal is what that's with. I would use a combination. And they have charcoal pencils and regular pencils. Yeah, good night. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I had you talk to Possum Adventures too. Yeah, charcoal. But there's some charcoal pencils too, really good charcoal pencils. That, just like a normal pencil, but they're charcoal, and you have fat charcoal too. I'd like to do some big drawings. That would be pretty cool. Big drawings. And this is a dog, one of my dogs that I had that died. And this dog died a number of years ago, like 10 years ago. This dog had cancer, so I drew that picture of that dog. So yeah. I think you're right, it is okay to be overwhelmed. It is okay to be overwhelmed. And I guess the number one thing is we just need to accept our own tendencies. As human beings, we have limitations. I think as human beings, I have to pay you to do a portrait of my dog. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. There was downtown in Richmond, there was a little locally owned, it was a, good job, Slim. It was a coffee house. It was a coffee house owned by these people that I work for. I worked in a grocery store for this family. It was a family-owned grocery store, and I worked for these people. And the daughter of the owner of the store she had a coffee house with her husband. They let me put all my art up in that coffee house. That was nice of them. So I did my art exhibit in that coffee house. That was my first public art exhibit. Like 2004. So, yeah, I think we just need to accept our limitations as human beings. We're humans, we have limitations of what we can deal with. Emotional, people problems, financial, whatever kind of problems we just have limitations. We have limitations of what we can deal with before our nerves get all frazzled out and we get crazy sometimes. Yeah, things can happen like that. I'm going to get off here. Thanks, Possum Adventures, for helping me. I appreciate it. I'll try to go live tomorrow, and I will catch you guys later as we work on things. The limitations will fade. That sounds good. I'll remember that. And I'll try to replay this live stream and try to remember it. And just try to relax. And just, good night. I'll email you. Good night. I'll see you later, Possum Adventures. Talk to you later.